What's up, soul family? This is week 2 of our self discovery journey. And today we're going to be talking about the power of awareness. See, after this video, I want you to be able to see yourself beyond your survival mode. I want you to be able to see how strong you truly are. Because listen to this, you survived. And as dark and as heavy of a burden you just carried, and how severe the storm and the season that you just got out of, you survived. But I want to talk to part of you that felt like you wouldn't survive, or the part of you that is still stuck in that survival mode, because it is your time to live. Okay? In our last video, we talked about the importance of having a heightened awareness. And in this video, I want to go deeper. Okay? Because awareness means seeing yourself outside of the lens of struggle, of your pain, and of the agony that you've been dealing with. Awareness is really tuning in to it and seeing what characteristics were ripped from me that I didn't need, what parts was shedded that I did not need, what was instilled within me that I needed, and what part of me was unlocked because of it. So I want you guys to know that having a heightened sense of awareness is more just than saying, hey, I see you over there. It is identifying certain things that happened in your past, creating a gap between the two, and saying, this happened in 2016, 2017, 2018, whenever it happened, but it is 2025. And you're more aware of that whatever you experienced in the past is not in your present moment. The emotions may be there, the residue from the experience may be there, the memories may be there, but the event is not presently happening. And that you can heighten your awareness to say, yes, this happened to me. Acknowledge it. Yes, it happened to me. But it does not have to define who I am today or who I become in the future. And that you can stand up boldly, confidently, and proudly and say, I am not my past, but I can learn from that version of me. See, 19-year-old Michale, whoo, if she wasn't in the ultimate level of survival mode, then I don't know what I can define that as. See, she was literally surviving. But just imagine if 19-year-old Michelle did not have to go through that. 27-year-old Michelle wouldn't have those skills to survive. See, there were times where I was fasting, but I was fasting by force, not by choice. Okay. So now my body, coincidentally, because of it, is used to fasting, because there was times I went without eating. But now I know the power of fasting, and I can harness the energy of fasting, and I could be grateful for fasting. The reason why I'm using fasting as an example right now, because right now I am fasting. Okay, it is 11:17 a.m. and for the past 3 days, I have been fasting my mornings until at least 1 o'clock. Monday, I fasted until the sun went down. Okay, and not because I don't got no food in my refrigerator, but because I know the power that was instilled within me. In that moment, I didn't know. I was, ooh, I'm hungry. What am I going to do? You know, I was having hunger pains. But now, now that I'm able to look back and say, man, if only I would have looked at this moment as a time to get closer to myself and closer to the Creator, I would have never been complaining as much as I was. But now, I can be intentional because I am aware of what it did for me during that time. And I didn't even know. That's the thing. I didn't know that fasting during that time even though it was unintentional, was building something in me. But once I heightened my awareness and I said, oh, yeah, this ain't nothing. See, I went on a 21-day fast and that was intentional. But I firmly believe that I would have never been able to do that if I didn't go through the wilderness and have to survive with little to no food. Okay? So I want you to know that whatever you've been through, there is something for you to learn. But you just got to tune into it. You just got to become more aware. You got to use not only your sensory emotions, but you got to use your intuition. You got to use your energy. You got to just tap into that level of consciousness. And when you do that, you'll be able to decipher between where you've been and where you were at in that survival mode and where you're going and what you can fulfill during this next season. So it's very simple to do, okay? And many of us don't want to do it because it's simple yet hard, okay? You gotta get in isolation. You gotta calm your body down. You gotta breathe. You gotta remove all distractions, all the noise, block out all the noise because it's the settle moments that you need to pay attention to. It's the quietness in the noise that you need to pay attention to. And the only thing and the only way that you can get to that space is in isolation. But many of us are afraid to be alone because then we begin to feel lonely, and it's okay to be alone just because you're never alone. There's too many people in this world for you to be alone. So in the moments where you do feel alone, I need you to go deeper and deeper and deeper and say, you know what? I am tuning in to something that's far more bigger than me, far more stronger than me, and that I can get through this feeling right now, okay? Because that's all that it is. And once I get to the other side, I'm going to understand so much more about myself. But it takes you setting down, you closing your eyes, you breathing, you regulating your nervous system, you looking introspect, and then you asking very simple questions. We ain't looking for explanations right now. We're just going to ask very simple questions. Can you bring what I need to know to my awareness? That's it. Don't try to force, oh, I'm about to get a paragraph. No, 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 no. Okay. You might get a nudge. You might get silence in return. You might get one word. You might be on your phone and something pop up. And somebody says something and it's that one thing that they said. You might even see something in a blink of an eye and you like, that's what it is. That and you just know within yourself that's what it is. That's what awareness gets you. See, I just did a 10-minute speech yesterday and I got my answer off of a bag of dog food. The bag of dog food said all stages of life. And I was like, this can't be the complete message. And a couple days later, I'm on the phone. I'm like, would you like to write this down? And the man is like, hold on. It's dark. I can't see. I have to find the light so I can see what I'm writing. And in that moment, I got the second cue. And this was a couple days later. And then a couple days after that, I'm on the phone with a 92-year-old woman, and she's like, the pain. The pain. It hurts so bad knowing that my granddaughter and my daughter doesn't love me. It's to the point where I don't even know if it's worth living anymore. And then boom, those three things, I was able to transform it. I was able to alchemize it. I was able to say, you know what? This is what the world needs to hear right now. But if I didn't practice having a heightened sense of awareness, I would have missed all of those cues, all of them. So I need you to know that you are more than your survival story. And that having a heightened sense of awareness is going to show you that. And then it, not even to go back to the story, but to go back to the story, it made me start to go back into my past and say, in what moments I feel like that? In what moments that I feel like it's not worth living anymore? And I found no moments. And now I'm able to share it with you. So maybe you guys aren't speakers, maybe you guys aren't, people that share your story, but I want to give you permission to be that. It's within you already. And that is the third thing that happens. Is it unlocks something within you. You don't even need the key. It automatically does it. So next time you feel like everything is all over the place and you just don't know what to do, you just feeling like you're in that survival mode, I need you to take the time, find some peace, pause, breathe, ask the simple question. What are you bringing to my, what do I need to bring to my awareness? Whatever, however you want to preface it, will come. That's all I got for you guys.